Right. There we go. Let's get that sorted. Awesome. We should be live. A little bit annoying. Oh, God, that's going to get annoying, isn't it? Tell you what, give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Oh, hang on. Just going to move that up here. There we go. Yeah, that's fine there. Pop back here. That would have been annoying. It's going to pop up again. Oh, no, it isn't. Okay, cool. That would have been annoying if it was on top left. Hopefully the code is readable. Hopefully you can all hear me. I see levels. Awesome. Preview looks okay. I mean, the YouTube one's a bit behind. Unfortunately, my the little thing that I usually put my phone in right like there, like right in front of my hand right here, it's broken. The little hook thing. Oh, actually, do you know what? I've literally just found the other one. Tell you what, give me 2 seconds. Let's do this live. Go on. Right, let's slot that in. How are you doing, Stream Space? I did see your thingy. I will hydrate for you in a sec. I've also refunded the other two, the Minecraft ones. There we go. Cool, and then let's just slot my phone in right there. Awesome. Awesome, and now that I've done that, it's clear to me the mic is in a really dodgy place. Let's just move the mic a bit. Oh, there we go. Crunchy, love it. Sweet. And the Twitch preview's there. Cool, awesome. How are we doing? There we go, a little bit of yeah, awesome. I can't believe I literally just spotted that. I've been looking for that for like 3 days. I broke it on Friday. Right as I ended stream Friday, I pulled my phone out of the holder and snapped one of the edges off so it wouldn't hold. It can't hold it anymore. And then I've been looking for this spare one for 3 days. I just happened to look down just now and oh, there it is. Anyway, we're going to be coding today. Oh God. Oh, cough's a bit rough today. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a hydrate for you. Maybe I need a hydrate for you. I genuinely don't know if I already did have a drink, but whatever. Right. Yes, hopefully the text is readable. I've got it at 133%. I really don't want to make it any bigger because it's massive for me. The plan for today, also hopefully the music isn't too loud. It's a bit louder than it normally is because I was listening to slightly more quieter stuff before, but whatever. We're going to be making a cypher. That's the plan for today. We're going to do it properly. Like, as in, we're not going to cowboy it too much. There's going to be a bit of cowboying, but, you know, we want to do this kind of properly. So first things first, I'm going to add a new project to this solution. So it's going to be a class library. It's going to be called Bunker Project. Actually, we're going to call this Cypher Library. Because the plan is this bunker project, I don't know, it's first thing that came to mind, bunker. That's going to be our like our command prompt or our console, and then Cypher Library is going to be the thing that actually does all of the hard work. This is, oh my God, that font's massive. So this is the one that's actually going to do the cipher itself. So we want to make a new folder. I'm going to call it services. Let's delete that. Yeah, there we go. One of these. Oh, what's that? So hey, yeah, one of those. Exactly, one of those. Yeah, that's it. Would that actually load? Oh my God! If I hover over that in my Twitch chat, it actually gives me like. Oh, okay. It tells me Cypher is number 1, 2, 3 apparently in the Cerebri.net Pokédex, but then it just tells me about like what Cerebri.net does after that. Oh. Cool. Fair enough. Yes, Cypher, that's the one. Cool, we got our services, and we're going to make a new... what am I typing this for? Interface. We're going to select interface, and then I want to call this one Cypher Service. Make that public. Right, so what we're going to do, the plan is to make a Cypher library. By Cypher, I mean, if anyone's ever heard of Enigma, or just general encryption, like if you know what encryption is, great. I basically want to create something that would encrypt text. That's basically it, using a cipher. there are built-in ciphers, and we're going to use some of them to compare against. So, for example, Microsoft actually has, if I do a console, well, you know, if I go crypto, trying to think of one, that's SHA 256 something, I don't know. Like this, I don't really know how to explain it, but basically, C# comes with a built-in cryptography library. It's within system.security.cryptography, and that's what's used for encrypting data when you like go on the internet and stuff. You know, when you, for example, when you see a secure website has a little padlock in the URL bar, your data, I believe, should be encrypted using, I think it's not SHA, is it? 256. Okay. Trying to remember how you start this, because I'm going to be honest, I don't do cryptography often. Let me, I've got a Chrome window specifically to Google stuff. Right. C# cryptography. No. Okay, it is SHA 256. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, right. So, basically, if we want to make use of existing encryption, like services that exist within C#, we can use the SHA 256 thing. Try hash data. Oh, okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so this is it. So we can basically... I mean, that's not very user-friendly because you need to pass in bytes, but what I'm getting at is means already exist to do it, but I'm not doing it that way. I want to make my own. I want to do it my own way. So the plan is we're going to create our own cipher, basically. I've got a couple of ideas. The first one is the one that I'm kind of... the one that prompted me to want to do this, and that is... it's a really simple cipher. It is basically, if you look at your keyboard, or if you're on a phone, I suppose, if you bring up the keyboard or whatever, I'm sure you know what a keyboard looks like, basically. Like the QWERTY keyboard, for example. What this cipher will do is it will take the key that you pressed, and it will then either give you it'll either then replace that key with the key to the left of it or to the right of it. So if you press T, it'll either replace that letter T with an R or a Y. If you press V, it'll be a C or a B. That's what I kind of want to do. And which side it picks is going to be based on a random number. So we're going to use the built-in random generator function thingamajig. We might make use of... well, yes, so that's a good question. What if you press Q? Yes. So if you press Q, it'll either use P, so it'll wrap round to the other side, or it'll use W. So if you're on the edges, it will then wrap around to the other side. So L will use K or A, and M will use Z or N, Z will use M or X, A will use S or L, Q will use P or W. That's the plan. Anyway, I'm going to stop going on about what C# does have, and I'm actually going to start working on something here. So, I'm making an interface. And for anyone who isn't aware, an interface is essentially I feel like this music's way too loud, but... I don't know, the levels look fine, but for me it's really loud. Anyway, yeah, so an interface, for anyone who isn't aware, is essentially something you want to use if essentially the core code, like the meat of the code, is unknown. So, for example, you would create... if you've got a piece of software that you want people to be able to create plugins for, you would make interfaces so that they can use the interfaces, essentially. Although you would essentially use interfaces, so their plugins, you don't have to know what code their plugins has. You just need to know the generic, like the method names. You just have to know generic properties, method names, and then from there, the people who are writing the plugins, they can write whatever they want in the plugins. Your software doesn't care what they've done, but it'll run it because they've used an interface. It's a bit hard to explain. I'm sure it'll become a bit clearer as we create these things. We'll see. We'll see. Right. So first of all, because the interfaces are essentially common, whatever you plumb into an interface has to be... I don't really know. You'll see. You'll see. Public string encrypt, I guess. Yeah. So there we go. Right. So with an interface, when you create a method, so this is a method. Usually, we would give it a body, like we'd give it these squiggly tags, and we'd type some code in here. With an interface, you don't do that. You just stick a semicolon on the end, leave it as that, because the body of this comes in soon, like in a bit. We'll see. But yeah, so we've got this cipher service here. So we've got encrypt. We're going to have public. Actually, that I've just realized I'm going to need an out string key. Public string decrypt. String input string key. So encrypt is going to take a piece of string in, like a string in, and it's going to give a string back. But then I've also got this out string key, which means I can also output a second piece of data that is separate from what this method returns. So this method will return our encrypted string, and it'll also pass out a key through its parameters. So we can then hook into that, and we can say, right, when we call this encrypt, we'll say, right, this is our input, and then this is the property, the variable that we want to take the key out from, essentially. Again, I'm sure it'll become clear once we start using it. And then decrypt, this one we don't need an out because we pass in the input and the key, and it gives us a decrypted string back. Okay. Right, that's our cipher service, and that is literally, I think, all we need in that one. Now we actually need to give it some meat. So I'm going to create a folder called implementations, and here we're going to actually start using that interface. So I'm going to make a class. I'm going to call this one... we're doing a hydrate. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Streamsmiths. What would you call that kind of cipher? If I wanted to give the cipher a name, the one where, you know, on your keyboard it shifts to the right or the left, what do you think would be an appropriate name for that? I'm kind of like I don't know, like a shifting key cipher, maybe? I don't know, does that sound about right? Shifting key cipher? Or not, I don't know. Alt key, I like that. Let's use alt key. Alt key cipher. Okay, so you might notice we didn't call this cipher service, and actually I do need to rename it. Hang on one sec. Alt key cipher service. You'll notice we didn't just call it cipher service, but it is, oh god, gonna use the cipher, I can't type, cipher service interface. Public, right. So what I'm doing here is we've got this class. If I take that out for a sec, we've got this class called alt key cipher service. Now that is how we'd normally make a class, but I'm going to stick this colon and cipher service after it. And what that does is it tells the compiler that this alt key cipher service is going to, I think it's inherit, is that right? Or implement. It's going to implement. It's going to implement, that's the one. It's going to implement cipher service, which means everything that's inside cipher service, so these two things, needs to also be in alt key cipher service. And all it means is that what we can do is in program over here, I can do a var cipher. Why am I typing cry? Cipher service equals. Trying to think. I could do. Just think about how I can word this right. Let's go back up here. We're going to do a private. Here we go. Oh god, is it not going to work? Private. Okay, it's not going to play ball. Cipher service. Right, that's going to complain because I need to reference the project. There we go. So we've got this cipher service here. What I can do down here is I can go cipher service equals new alt key cipher service. Even though alt key cipher service isn't exactly a cipher service, because it inherits it, because it implements it, we can say that this cipher service here is an alt key cipher service, right? And the point of these interfaces, I'm just going to import those. There we go. The point of these interfaces is so that we can create several different cipher services, but in our program.cs file we just have to do this, right? And then we can switch it out all we want, basically. Now what I just did, by the way, if I get rid of these, I'll just show what I just did. All I did was I used Alt Enter. This is something I believe Visual Studio might have built in, I'm not sure. It may or may not. No, okay, I don't think it does. I think this is a resharper thing. But I can do this thing where I do Alt Enter to basically resharper will try and implement the stuff that's missing from this class because we're inheriting from this. Let's not use Alt Enter. Let's actually type this properly. So what we did was we created these things here. So public string encrypt and public string decrypt, right? We need to match that. Public string encrypt, and it takes a string input and it passes out a out string, is that right? Key. My brain is frazzled. That's right, yeah. So encrypt takes an input string and passes out a key as well as returning a string, right? So that's all good, and we can just have this return blank, and we can have key equals blank as well, right? Because you always have to, before you return, you must always pass a value to the out parameter. And then over here, we're going to do a public string decrypt, string input, and then string key, and then return blank. And because key isn't an out this time, we don't have to do key equals. But there we go. So you can see the error's gone, and that was basically all the Alt Enter was doing. I mean, it wasn't doing this bit. It was throwing a not implemented exception, which is fine. We then replaced that. But there we go. So that means our alt key cipher service is basically set up. We could now do something like if we pop this up here. I mean, really, what we'd do is we'd do that, right? And then here we would do cipher service dot encrypt that, and then we'd need to do out bar key, I guess. And then what we could do is we could do a console dot write line. So well, yeah, what we'll do is we'll do a var result equals cipher service dot encrypt hello world out var key, and then here we would do a write line result, and then we would do cipher service dot decrypt result key. There we go. So what this will do is we're creating our cipher service. We're then getting a result from the encrypt method within our cipher service, and we're passing in hello world to be encrypted, and we're getting out this key. And then what we're doing is we're writing to our console the result of our encrypt, and then we're also, I can probably just for the sake of readability, we'll do this like to understand it. There we go. We're now then setting our result to be equal to the result of decrypt. Our cipher service is decrypt, where we're passing in the previous result, because by this point this is still this. So we're passing in the previous result, which is our encrypted string, as well as the key that we got out from the previous encrypt. Right, and then we're writing again. We're writing the new result, which should be hello world, right? Because it's decrypted. In theory, I mean, this won't work right now. If I run this, we'll actually get 2 blank strings. Yeah, so you just get these 2 blank strings. You don't actually see anything, and that's because in our alt key cipher service, we've actually got it set to return like nothing, right? So now we need to write some work. We need to write some code. We need to do some work. So let's do this. So what I want to do is I want to do a var output equals new, oh god, new string builder. So output is a string builder. What we'll do here is eventually we'll do output, I can do this now, toString. Right, and that's going to kick off because key hasn't been assigned. That's fine. So, I'm just thinking. Yeah, so this is what we need to do. We need to, seeing as we're creating our own Cypher service and we're not using one of the built-in ones, we need to create our own key. So the question is, how do we do that? Do we want to use numbers? Do we want to use letters? Streamsmiths. What do we want to use? What would you say is a good idea? Should we use numbers? Should we use letters? Like what should we use? Numbers. I like it. Numbers. Okay. So I think we're still going to keep it as a string and not an int, because if we keep it as a string, we can at least format it in a certain way. So what we could do is we could do like var key k equals new. Actually, what we'd want to do here is we'd want to do a public private read only random equals new random. There we go. And actually, we don't even need the random part. New. There we go. Then here we would do random dot next. And then let's just say we want a value between 0 and 9,999, right? Is it inclusive? The exclusive upper bound. Okay, so 10,000, sure. So we want 10,000. Let's just make that readable. There we go. So we want a random number between 0 and 10,000, right? 10,000 is non-inclusive, it's exclusive, so it'll be a number between 0 and 9999, right? And so then what we could do is we could then do key is equal to, we're going to use string interpolation, which I showed off before, and I love string interpolation. We're going to do that. So key is equal to k, and then we've got this like format string here, so we're formatting it to be 40. Like, we're using the zeros as placeholders, but we're essentially saying that we want to return, we want key to be 4 digits, right? And so that's important, because what we're going to do, and actually, give me a sec. I just realized something. We might not even be able to use string. We might have to use numbers. Yeah, I think we might actually have to use... Oh, yo. Random as a shared... Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, we are actually gonna have to use actual numbers. That's fine. I mean, what we can do, how did you get this info as into whether or not we have to use numbers? So what I'm going to be using is we're going to be using random to determine our random object here, this random generator, essentially. We're going to use that to determine whether we shift left or right. And key is essentially going to be an offset, that's all. Where there was loads of comments, I mean. So if you control click on new, so for example, this should be random, right? Let's say you've got this new random. If you control click on random, it will take you to the built-in random class. So this is built into C#, right? Well, it's built into like the compiler. And so you just have to like shift click. You just control click it, and you can do it with anything. So if I control click on string builder, yeah, now I'm in the string builder class. I mean, you can see this is massive, like, you know, 2,948 line, you know, class. But yeah, you can do it with anything. So if I then go into program, if I control click console, it's going to take a second. Here we go. I've now got the console. So this is all everything to do with the console. So when you do console right line, that'll be, you got read key. Where's read and write line? Why just being silly? Set window size, set cursor left dice up top. Apparently it beeps as well. I didn't know the console beeped. That's new to me. Clear, you've got console.clear. Jesus, where is it? Here we go, right. Read line, right line. Boom. Console.writeLine right there. It was all the way down there. That's a golden nugget of info, you know. Yeah, true. That's a good point. It is. You're not wrong. But you can do it with anything. So I can control click on my alt key cipher service. It takes me to here. Where else can we go? I can control click on text and it'll give me like, I think this might be a resharper thing, but you get this like weird, I don't know. Actually, I think that might, the assembly, I don't know. I don't know if this is resharper or not. I now no longer know whether something's resharper or built in. It's been so long since I haven't used resharper. I've never not used resharper with 2022 at least, so. Just assume if it's fancy, if it's some fancy functionality, just assume it's resharper. Don't trust that you're gonna have it built into Visual Studio. Anyway, okay, so we've got our random number between 0 and 9999, right? Inclusive. So that's gonna give us our key. Now we then need to use that key in a new random. So first things first, can I replace that with a thread safe random? Is that a thing? No. Okay, I'm gonna do a Google search in a minute for a thread safe random because I would like this to be thread safe, because I would like us to be able to have this run asynchronously. Hey LP, how you doing? No, we're not creating a cryptocurrency. No. We're I'm creating a cipher. I'm creating a cipher. Although having said that, I do you remember about a year ago, I think it was, I was thinking about like looking into how you make a cryptocurrency. I didn't want to actually make one to put out there, but I was thinking about looking into it. Like, how does it work? Like, what goes into it? But no, we're making a cipher. We're so you think like Enigma. We're making something like that with like an encryption and decryption sort of system. At the moment, it doesn't do anything. At the moment, we've just barely started. But yeah, want me to link a vid on how to make a crypto? Yeah, please do. Oh, you can't send it in what's it called? In chat, because my Twitch chat automatically filters that out. But if you send it to me on Discord, definitely I'll be checking that out after stream. So I do want to check that out. There we go. Use VIP. Oh, fair point. Go for it. Yeah, I forgot. VIP, go for it. Yeah. Sure. Send a link in chat. Sorry. I can even see the VIP symbol. I've got no excuse. I've also just realised you're a founder as well. GG. Cheers. Thank you very much. Right, that's that Coke gone. I have had so much Coke today. It's insane. Ended up working 10 hours in total today. Oh, worked over the weekend and 10 hours today. Bloody hell, I can tell it's crunch week. In case anyone else is interested, yeah, I'm going to be checking that out. Did you also Discord me as well? Oh, you sent me on Discord as well. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to like look into it. Oh, well, thank you very much. Right, so what we need to do is, like I said, we need to create a new random. So var random equals new random, and we're going to pass in k as the seed. So this random, when you create a new random, you can pass in an integer as like a seed, and essentially all that does is it shuffles the random. Essentially, the best way to think of it is, when it comes to computers, random isn't really a thing. What all it is I believe, like the way to imagine it is basically picture a long line of numbers, right? Like this massive long line of numbers, individual numbers. We're not talking like a massive, 10 billion, digit long number. We're talking like a list, essentially, a long list of individual numbers. When you pass in a seed, it basically tells the random not to start from over here at the beginning, but start from the seed number. So start from, you know, 2,000 in or something. Start from 10,000 in, etc. Like on this massive long list. And imagine that this list is basically infinite. That's how random essentially works. Like, you know, and each number is random in the list. But yeah, that's how random works. And when we do something like random.next, all that does is it just picks out the next value in the list and then moves along to the next, right? Picks out the next one, move along, picks out, move to next, picks out, move to next. That's all it is. But yeah, by using K as our key, which is our random number between 0 and 9999, we're telling our new random to shuffle along 5,274, for example. And you might be wondering, well, surely if we're then going to call the encrypt again separately, like on a second string, isn't this next just going to give us the same number and we're just going to have the same key over and over? See, that's why we've got this random up here, which is separate from encrypt, because then this next will happen on this random outside of the encrypt method. And so the next time we use encrypt, it'll remember where we were before, and it'll then shuffle along the next one, and then the next one, and then etc, etc. Whereas this random, this var random equals new random, because we're creating this inside of encrypt, it will be the same. So if our key is the same, which is what we're going to be passing in later, by the way, if our key is the same every time, so if, let's just say, for example, we did happen to get lucky and we called encrypt twice and both times K was the same number, then this random would be, it would give us this on, you know, the next time we do random.next, it would give us the same number. But yeah, I'm still pop free since Jan. No caffeine is rough. Oh right, oh gee, well, GG, congratulations. I don't know if I could live without the Coke, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I could, I really could, but I'll be honest, like, I do go, I do have bouts where I go like months without it, but then I just get back into drinking it again. So, yeah. Problem is, it doesn't give me that boost of energy. Sniffing is no good for you. Yeah. I was waiting for someone to make that joke. Yeah, no, it doesn't give me the boost of energy that it gives most people. I was drinking probably 2 liters a day, easily, of Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Coke. Oh, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. I mean, today, I'm gonna be honest. Today is a bit of an exception where, like, I'm on my 3rd can of the day of 330 milliliters, so I'm coming up to about a litre. And yeah, like, once I finish this can, I'm at, well, there's not even that, because one of the cans was half drunk. So this is the thing, I'm gonna be honest, I tend to only really drink 1 can, maybe a little bit less per day, so I typically end up going to bed and there's still a little bit left in the can, and I'll finish it off in the morning. I know, flat Coke, whatever, I don't care. Anyway, enough dilly-dallying. We've got our random here. What we now want to do is we want to go for each var C in input. Thankfully, because strings are clever, you can iterate through a string. So input, it treats it as a sort of a list, I guess, like an array of characters. So C is a char or character. So essentially, like, C would be, if we passed in hello world, then each time we loop through our for each, C will be H, next it will be E, next it will be L, next it will be L, next it will be O, right? So C is each individual letter. And what we then want to do is we want to do var random dot next. Hang on a sec. Oh, sorry, random. Am I being an idiot? Random dot. Oh, 1 second. 1 sec. Let me Google something. Is that not a C# thing? Oh, that works, I guess. Okay. One sec, hang on. Don't care about that. Right, I'm going to copy some code. It turns out this isn't a built-in C# thing. I genuinely didn't know this. So I'm trying to create a boolean. Like, I'm trying to get a random boolean, right? Essentially between one, like 0 or 1. We could do random.next and then give our max value as 2. Because it's exclusive, it would be either 0 or 1. We could do that, and we are going to do that. But I want to actually get a boolean because I'm like that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new project because I'm like that. I'm going to make a new project, and this is going to be called a bunker. Actually, no, we're going to do a new project, and we're going to call this one. I don't know why I escaped out of that. We're going to call this Cypher. No. Do you know what? I want to keep the Cypher library, you know, kind of tight knit. So we're going to make a new folder here, and we're going to call this extension. There we go. I'm going to make a class, and we're going to call this one random extensions. Public static. We're going to call it. We're going to make it a public static class, and we've got this. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Got this here. Basically, there we go. Why are you sure? Actually, that might. Not really that. Basically, what I've done is I've created this extension class, right? Let me get rid of that. Where, because it's public static random extensions, right? And inside of it, we've got this public static bool next to boolean, and then we're passing in this you know, this parameter here that starts with this random, right? And what that does is it means we've now extended the random class. So in our alt key cipher service, I can now do random dot next boolean. There we go. There we go, and that'll actually give us a true or a false, right? It's really cool. Because we've extended it. So I'm wondering if it might be worth. No, we'll call it next boolean. I was going to say it's worth calling it next bool, but no, I'm good at that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the bottles. I'm going to be honest. I don't like, unless it's glass, I can't do the plastic bottles. I don't know. It's just something. It's something about it. I don't know. I just don't like the plastic bottles. It's weird. I know. Right. Var. Oh god. Var shift left. Wow. We'll call this left. Oh god. If I can type, that'd be great. Var left equals random dot next boolean. Happy days. So far, so good. And then all we do is if left. Why can't I type? Then output dot append something else. Why did it do that? Output dot append something else. So let's just break that up a bit. There we go. Apparently it's why? What's that? What's it doing? No, I do want to do that. Let's undo that. Okay. So for each, let's just go back over what we've got here, right? So we've got our random, which is using K, which we created up here as our seed. We've got a for each loop for our input, and we're grabbing each C or char within input, and within our for each, we're then going to use that char called C. We're then grabbing whether or not we should be shifting left or right. Oh yeah, by the way, LP, I don't know if I actually went through what this particular cipher is going to be doing that we're working on. Because I mentioned that we were working on the cipher, like an encryption cipher, but I didn't actually. I don't know if I actually told you what we're doing. So So this cipher specifically is set up so that if you look at your keyboard, not since I joined you, okay, sorry, my bad. If you look at your keyboard and look at a key on there, like let's say for example you look at H, look at the H key. To the left and the right you've got the G and the J. So the plan is that this cipher will take a piece of text, and then for each letter in the text it will shift that letter either right or left on the keyboard, right? So for example, the H might become a G, an I might become an O, an S might become an A, an N might become a B, you know, a T might become a Y, etc, etc. You might be wondering, as Streamsmith wondered, what happens if you get a Q? Well, you can't go left of a Q. It's going to wrap around, so it'll become a P if that happens. If you happen to go left on a Q, it becomes a P, right on a P becomes a Q. Left of an A becomes an L, left of the Z becomes an M, so it's going to wrap, but it's going to wrap around. It's going to wrap. But yeah, so that's the plan for this cipher. That was my next question too. Yeah, there you go. See, the stream just asked that one as well. Right, hydrate. Dankeschön. I need to get more water at some point, don't I? Anyway, we've got this. So now we actually need to do something with C. Like we need to shift it. Like we've got whether or not we're going to be shifting left or right. We've got our if statement, so kind of shift it. We need to actually shift it. So what we need to do, and actually I'm going to make this a little bit more streamlined. We're going to go output dot append, but we're actually going to up here. We're going to go var shifted char equals. We're going to make that blank. And we're actually going to append shifted char, and over here we're going to do shifted char equals blank. But now we're going to change it, and so then this way we're controlling the shifted char. There we go. Anyway, yeah, so we actually need to shift it. Now the problem is you might notice, I mean, I don't know, you might not have noticed, but we don't actually have any way of shifting this at the minute. Like we don't have a keyboard. We need some kind of like representation of the keyboard so we know what letter we're getting, right? Like it's all well and good saying we're going to shift left and right, but what does it become when you shift? What is the right? What is if you shift H to the right? What is it? I mean, you can see because you look at your keyboard, but how does the code know, right? So we now need to do a private read only. Might be best to be const maybe. Const string. We want a two-dimensional array because no, we don't. We want it to be one-dimensional array. We want a string array where each element in the array will be a row of characters. Yeah, okay, so keys equals like that, and then I'm going to populate it with some data. Is that going to really complain because of that? It might do. It's going to get funny. Yeah, anyway, right. We need 3 rows of data. Yeah, I know. But why? What are you doing? Okay, apparently it's not having any of it. Static read only. Is that going to fix it? Okay, that fixes it. That's fine. Okay. And then apparently I love it. Sorry, I'm just getting used to the new .NET 6 stuff. That's all. Right, we got our keys array, and actually, I've just realised keys might be that might be a little bit misleading because we've got this key that we're passing in. So what I'm thinking is we're either going to rename that key to seed, or we're going to rename this from keys to maybe chars or something. Let's make it chars. Chars, there we go. Right, priority UI up. Is that right? XCV BNM. Wow, yeah, that's a short line. ASGF GH JKL QWERTY UI OP, yeah, okay, wow. Weird. Fair enough. Right. So we've got our chars. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. What I should really do. Just trying to think. I'm trying to think. Because these are uppercase. And ideally, I would like to be able to preserve case. Tell you what, we can do that. We can. It's going to involve another 3 lines. Yeah. And then. Cool. And all we have to do is check to see if C exists in one of these. Yeah, see if one of these contains C. If so, then that's the line we use. So what I now want to do is over here, we probably want to go var. I can't type. Var chars equals chars dot first or default contains C. So what we're doing here is we are attempting to find the matching row, the matching element within this chars array that contains C, right? So first or default attempts to get the first element in the array where this matches, right? X being each element we're checking, and we're checking to see if each element contains C. Simple as that. Then what we want to do is, because I'm going to be honest, for characters where they're not in the list, I think we're just going to have it be its own character. Essentially, things like exclamation points, full stops, commas, semicolons, @ symbols, hash symbols, whatever, etc., 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 etc. All of those, we want them to remain as they are, right? I think. Getting ahead, but is there not? If there's a non-alphanumeric characters that are gonna, yeah. So there we go. Yeah. So they're not going to be encrypted. They're going to be as they are. We might handle that in the future. Like maybe we might map them to other non-alphanumeric characters. So, for example, exclamation point might become %. % might become like a star. The 2 brackets might be changed into like a comma and the hash symbol or something. Maybe. We'll cross that path when we get to that part. We'll figure it out. Anyway, so if chars is equal to null or, and actually I think this is going to end up replacing, C# is probably going to tell me to replace this, but chars dot length equals 0. Actually no, that, hang on. Oh yeah, it's a string. I forgot chars is a string. Okay, so if string dot is null or empty chars, then just simply what we want to do is output dot append C, and then we want to do a continue. And what that will do is if chars is null or empty, right? So if string dot null or empty and passing in chars is true, so if that has nothing in it, if it's null or it's got nothing in it, then that means we couldn't find a valid line, right, that contains that character. So we don't want to encrypt it. All we do is we append our output with the character as it is, like not encrypted, and then we do continue, which basically tells the code to not run anything after this statement and instead just skip to the next character, just skip to the next loop. Basically that's all that does. Alternatively, if chars is not empty, then this won't run, and then we proceed, right? And so what we then want to do is we've got this shifted char. We now basically want to find, yeah, okay. So what we do is we say shifted chars is equal to chars right, var index. I'm going to do var index equals chars dot how are we going to do this one? we basically, hang on, yeah, so chars.index of, yeah, okay. var index equals chars index of C. So we want to obtain the current index of the current, like we want to obtain the index of the current character, right? Index being where it is in this list. So like Q would be 0, W would be 1, E would be 2, R would be 3, etc, etc, etc. We want to get where it is in that list. And once we've done that, we then need to, we then get our left or right, basically, yeah. And then what we say is if left and index, just thinking about how we're going to do this. I think we're going to do index equals index minus minus, there we go. Else index plus plus, right? Why is this having a hissy fit? It's just because it's not used, okay. And we can actually get rid of that. Right, so we're doing that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do some checks. So if index is less than 0, then index is going to be equal to chars.length minus 1. And that basically, that's ensuring that if we've gone left on the queue, we're now at P. We're not going to be at -1 on the index because that doesn't exist. -1 in this array of characters does not exist. So essentially, if index is less than 0, as in we were at Q and we've gone back 1, we wrap around to P, which is equal to the length of the array minus 1, because indexes start at 0 and the length doesn't start at 0, right? So if there's one element in the array, it's got an index of 0 even though the length is 1, basically. And then we just do another else if index is greater than or equal to chars.length. There we go. We do index equals 0. And that basically then ensures the opposite. If we're on P and we happen to go forwards, as in we were at index, like, let's say 7, I don't want to do the math. We were at index 7 and the length itself is 8, right? So we were on P, for example. Then we then do an increase of 1, we then become 9. Well, sorry, we then become 8. Well, the length is 8. We know that there isn't an 8th index because the 8th element has an index of 7. So we just say, okay, well, wrap back around to 0. And then it's literally as simple as doing this. And actually, we're actually gonna get rid of shifted char altogether. We're just gonna replace that with, there we go. Output.append a chars, and then we're getting the character that is at the index of our new index, and that shifts it. How hard is it to code in a max shift variable? So if I want to make it more secure, I up it to max 4 shift. So a y could be UIOP or TREW. Also, will it always shift and the same for all of the letters? I will Y's be T's or U's. Can it be a 0 or only +1 and -1? So it's at the moment it is a +1 -1, no 0. But I do like the max shift. So we call that shaken. Basically, how many shakes it'll do, which is how many times it'll shuffle. I mean, to be honest, when we're talking about actual real encryption and we're talking about shakes, what we're doing here, you know, having it branch out more, that's not actually how shakes work. Shakes would be, you know, a T would become a Y, but then it might become a U, and then it might go back to Y, then it might go back to U, then it might go to I, and that would be like 5 shakes or whatever. So shakes are essentially how many times it runs the encryption on itself, basically. I believe that's my understanding of shakes. Like I said earlier at the beginning of the stream, very limited experience with cryptography. I've done a little bit of it at work, not where I'm working now. Back when I was at Fujitsu, I did a little bit of it. Streamspace, if you remember Swift, all the passwords were I manually encrypted. Well, I used the SHA-256 algorithm, or did I? No, I think I used SHA-512. like cryptography algorithm was in C#, but that I did shakes with that. I shaked that like 50,000 times or something. That had 50,000 like shakes. So yeah. Anyway, I like it though. We might do that. We'll call them shakes in our system, and essentially what we'd do there is we'd have an int shakes here, and then this would then control how many times this happens. I think what we could do is we would do how do we do this? I'd have to think about how we do this, but I think we'd have to do it separately, so we'd have to do it like as a separate thing. Well, I mean, I could figure it out. Example, if I have the word happy, current code to 2 P's will always be O or Q. Or a letter by letter, so that would be. Oh, it's letter by letter. It is letter by letter. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Right, will all Y's be T's? No. Okay, yeah. So it is letter by letter. So it could be GLOQU. Yes, 100%. So each letter is independent of its own shift, basically, or it's left or right. So each letter has its own left or right shift, but the options for it are always limited to just. Like, for example, a P will always only be limited to a Q or an O. However, if we do the shakes thing, then I'm thinking we can make it like... I think we should have it re-encrypt using its new value. So a P could eventually become an R with enough shakes to the left. You know? So P could be Q, O, Q, O, Q, O. Yes. Is it good? 100%. That is correct, Mundo. Anyway, I think this is done. Kind of ish. I mean, we haven't got decrypt set up yet, but let's run it. Let's see what we get. Hey, there we go. Okay, that's not a really good. The hello, the 2 L's were both K's. That's not a good example. Let me rerun it. There we go. There we go. GRAC QX. So both the A and the Q, A and the K. Those were L's, and as you can see, it did wrap, so the L wrapped to A. That's good. So L is the only one that wraps out of all of the letters, but it does wrap back to A, so that's good. So we got something there. Now we just need to decrypt it, and the way we're going to do that, I think. Let's have a look. If we do that there, oh, I need to actually get this. So K isn't actually going to be random. K is going to be equal to the int dot parse of key. Then output dot to string. Now it's important here that this left actually becomes a right. Yeah, becomes a right. I think. Because we want to shift in the opposite direction this time. Boom! Love it! It works! Look at that! Now we just need to input, we now need to handle shakes. And I think we will. We are going to do shakes. But it works! Look at that! I'm well happy with that. I mean, it might be really small. Can I zoom in? Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, look at that! Yes! Okay, that's a bit excessive. There we go. I'm pleased with that. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, so now we need to take in shakes. So int shakes. Can I do equals 1? Is that going to kick off? No, wow. Yeah, it's going to kick off. Shoot. Can I do it at the end then? So int shakes equals 1. Yes, okay, cool. Right. So we're just gonna go int shakes equals 1. Here we go. Right, so we've now got this. Oh Jesus, no, don't do that. Don't do that, please. We've now got this int shakes equals 1 at the end of our decrypt and encrypt. The reason I've done equals 1 is it means that we don't have to actually pass it in. So our encrypt and decrypt still work without it because it defaults to 1 if you don't give it a value. However, because it is there, we can then do, you know, 5. And that will shake it 5 times. I mean, it won't right now, but we'll get it working. But yeah, so we have to be really careful with this. What I'm thinking, I know what we're gonna do. I'm trying to think of a way of doing this which is going to be less intensive. So ideally I'd like to leave this check here, this if index is less than 0. I'd like to leave the, like, you know, I'd like to I have an idea. This might need some playing around, but what we're going to do is we still need this, so we go that there, and we're going to go for each bar I in enumerable, got range, yeah, 0 shapes. Hang on a sec, is that inclusive? It might be. Oh no, it starts at 0. Okay, start at 0 and count. Yeah. I mean, I don't need to do that. I could just know. Do you know what? Screw it. We're gonna just do this properly. I equals 0. I is less than or equal to shapes. I plus plus. There we go. I think. Want to start at 1? Sure, we'll do that. Right, and we want to leave this out because what I'm thinking is we'll do math.absolute of index. Need to be careful with this. Like, I need to, because essentially if you potentially put 50,000 in there, this is going to do this 50,000 times. So index might end up being like 400,000. I can't just do chars.length minus that. Right, now let's see if we can do this. So index is less than 0 or index is greater than or equal to. I think we're going to have to do these separately, aren't we? Maybe. Is that gonna work? Not sure. As equals. Let's just think. Hang on a sec. So let me just think about this one. So if we're at, say, 8, wrap that down to 0. So we're at -1, and I want it to wrap to 7. Yeah, I increase it by chars length. Okay, so that should, in theory, work. Maybe. I mean, there's probably some better math I can do. that right? Is that what I'm thinking of? This might not work. This might not work. Oh, yeah. Okay. That needs to become right. Right, this should, in theory, work. Maybe? Oh, no. Okay, what's happened? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Just in case it's oh, okay, cool. We don't need to worry about that. Just in case it goes out of bounds, we do that. I'm not sure that's going to work. Not quite. Almost. Hello, Wog. I mean, wow. There you go, LP. There's your kind of working shuffling. Let's rerun that one. I think we might have gotten a bit lucky there. Yeah, how so worse. Not sure about that one. I'm not sure. I think this is breaking it. Okay. Oh, actually, I've just realised. If this is probably what you just want to do. If index is less than 0, then index equals. So this is where. Okay, this is where we would want to do the thing I had before, which was chars. The index minus. No. Chars.length minus index. Right? I guess it's plus because it's negative. Greater than or equal to chars.length. And we want to do index equals. Index minus chars. No, I'm not sure that's going to work. How did I do it before? It was just this, wasn't it? Yeah. I think that. Is that going to work? Sure, that works. There we go. Cool. Just run it a few times. Tell you what, let's just 4 in I equals 0, I is less than 10. Sure. Let's just have this run through 10 times. One sec, let me just. Okay, right. Did it work? Hello world, hello world, hello world. It looks like it's working. What do we think? And that way now it can be any letter in the line. Because I mean we've got H that are turning into A's, L's, J's, G's. There's a lot of J. There's a lot of the same letters here. Oh, we're doing a hydrate. Dankeschön. But yeah, there we go. Now there's one thing left that I want to do, and that involves this random here. What I want to do is I want to go public class. No, not public class. Sorry, public alt p cipher service int seed -1 if seed is not equal to -1. No, tell you what, we're going to do equal in nullable. We're going to have it be equal to null. Dot has value. Then we'll do random is equal to new random seed.value. Right, there we go. Cool. So what I've just done is I've made it so that when we create our new alt key cipher service, if we want, we can pass in a seed. So we can pass, well, not quite that number. We can pass in something like that, and that will use that as our base seed, basically, for our key, for each key, basically. So if I run that now, it's not gonna be any different. Like, we're not gonna notice anything different, but in the background, the initial random that we do to get our key has actually now been offset, basically. Or we could leave it blank. We could just leave it blank, and that would work as well. There we go. So yeah, we've got J's, L's, D's, G's, S's. There we go. We've got H converting to an S. So how many letters have we? So we've got H converting to JLD. So JLD, S, and G. So that's quite a few of the letters. I think I already saw an A and a K as well. So it basically does cover the whole thing. I mean, plus or minus 5, I guess, because we're only doing a shake of 5. But if we change that to 500, and now we run it, boom! Hope you're happy, Alfie. There we go. I like it. I like it. What do we think? What do we think? Go on, LP, Strange Mess, what do you think? Any good? Thrilled, love it. I'm also noticing something. Hang on a sec. Am I being silly here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of these, and I've told it to run 10 times. Why is it only doing it? What? Oh, there's more. Sorry, there's more. I didn't even realise. There's a K and an A, an S. Oh wow, I've been, yeah. Cool. It works. Now you've got to step it up and wrap the next line too. What do you mean wrap the next line? Sorry? Wrap the next line too. Don't know what you mean. Oh, no, sorry, I know what you mean. If we're using a P, then it goes to A or an O. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. That's doable. To give QWEIOP to ASD, JKL, RTO. I'm guessing that was just 2. JKL to XZC. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Okay, okay. We could have it wrap. I mean, basically, we would just make use of an index again, or just make a single to mix and match upper and lowercase. Wouldn't you need a single line? Yeah, you're right. Actually, I would just need. I wouldn't need these separate ones. I'd just need this. We would literally just need the one. Yeah, there you go. You're right. That's all we'd need. And we would then replace that entirely with this. I know it's kicking off, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Having a hissy fit, but it's fine. We'll fix it because Charles is going to become something else. So we still actually need this, but this just simply becomes if Charles dot contains contains C, or rather, if not char that contains C. There we go. Okay, and now let's actually convert that. So this has become a read-only string, and I'm actually just going to copy it from yours. There we go. Can you just add a space in there too? I mean, you could do. Right, what's this having a his effect? Do const. Oh, okay, sure. That's probably going to want me to rename it. Yeah, sure, go on then. Let's tell you what, let's just get some symbols in there. Oh, that's going to not work. Go. Sorry. I would have done percent, haven't I? No. Done an percent. I have. I've done all of those. I have. I've done tilde. I've done tilde. I've done hash. I've done apostrophe. I think that's all. Oh, I've already done backslash pipe. There we go. I mean, that's all the keys I can press. There we go. Oh, and also I forgot I need a space as well. So there we go. Stick a space right. Nah, let's stick a space there. There we go. It's a little bit more chaotic now. So let's see what we get. There we go. Look at that. That's a mess. Love it. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, it is broken a bit with this one. So the dollar symbol came an exclamation point. Why is that? Is the dollar symbol used anywhere else? No. Okay, so it might be that the dollar symbol itself breaks things. Either that, or actually, do you know what? We're gonna change this up a bit. This is gonna become a while true. That there, and then a console read key. Okay. Quick check would be to add an output line of if decoded original message, then add a line that say check your code. I'm confused. What do you mean? Oh, there we go. The dollar sign screwed up again, and again, and again. Oh wait, what? I think it was just chance that the dollar sign was used every time. It does seem though that the dollar sign. I'm waiting for it to appear somewhere else. Yeah, okay, the dollar sign screws it up a bit. Oh, if the decoded message does equal your original code. Oh, that's a good shout, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, yeah. Yeah, so we'll do... oh, hang on. I should not consume too much memory. We'll say our original equals hello world. Yeah, then we want to do a if result equals original. But wait, we want to flip that, and actually no, it's not ignore case, it's just ordinal. No, actually we don't need that. If it doesn't equal Then we do a console.writeLine does not match check for errors. Yeah. I mean, that probably did just quick reload, but whatever. Do you know what? Makes it just a bit easier to read if I do a console clear. Because then it just replaces it, as you can see. Keep going until we find a dollar one. I think I just said kill. Jesus. Oh, there we go. Right. Does not match, check for errors. And it's the dollar sign. And like for some reason the dollar sign is converting to the comma to an exclamation point. And that seems pretty consistent, which is odd. Comma to an exclamation point. And then I've noticed earlier on it, it was WAW, so the R was being converted to a W. Oh, it's shifting back too. Why? If you were to shift where the space is in the list, I don't know, is the space, do you reckon that's causing problems? Let's stick the space there. Stick it between the colon and the semicolon. Nope, the dollar sign is still causing problems. I think it's specifically to do with the dollar sign. Oh no, oh hang on a sec, hang on, no, you're right, you are right, let's try something. Sorry, let's move it back behind the dollar. Yeah, okay, let's try that now. So now I'm looking for dollar sign again. Oh, okay, okay. So what now? So it would be the pound symbol that's causing problems, I think. I'm guessing. No, it still doesn't. Wait, what? Huh? We just had a dollar sign, didn't we? And it was fine. Now it's broken again. It's now going back to shifting back to. Oh, this will be interesting. Oh, okay. So both dollar signs shifted back too. So we've got hello world. World. Okay. Okay. Again, the comma to the exclamation point. That's weird. I could have sworn. Maybe I misread it. Maybe the very first one we saw wasn't a dollar sign. Maybe it was just an ampersand. It might have been an ampersand. I think I might have got caught off guard with that one. Okay, so why is the dollar sign causing problems? I mean, there is something I could think of, and I think it might be to do with the way C# recognizes dollar signs. The only other place I see in the code has a dollar in it is that anything key. Yes, that is exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that might be causing problems. In which case, we might have to remove it. Can I do... No, I can't escape it. Hang on a sec. So C# escape dollar sign. Ah. Apparently that should work. I mean, this apparently should also work. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. Oh wait, hang on. Is this? Maybe not. No, I think that's something else. Hang on. Not sure. Not sure. Not sure what to do. I mean, we might just have to literally cut the dollar sign out. That might just have to be the best way we do it. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, let's trim the dollar out. You know, I mean, it is, you know, kill it, yeah. Wait, what? Hang on. No, hold on. My bad. Did I axe the dollar? Did I axe the dollar? Hang on. Oh my god. I'm such an idiot. It's because I had it duped. That was my bad. It was finding the wrong dollar. I had it duped. Jesus. Alright, well, that fixed that one. Do you know what? We're going to add some validation. Hold on. For each... so no, hang on. So if chars dot any, there we go, any x chars dot count. No, stop it. Might be an easy way of doing that. Console.WriteLine do actually, you know what? Actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it. We're going to do something even better. We're going to throw new exception. Duplicate characters found within chars string. Yeah. Oh god. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Oh, okay. And ideally, I would like to know which, actually. So for each yeah, we're gonna go, okay, bar errors equals new list string for each var c in chars dot where chars dot count z equals x greater than 1 errors dot add and then in here we're going to do C is detected multiple times. And then here what we do is we go if errors dot length is count is greater than 0, then we throw a new exception, and the exception will be char string environment, new line. And then here we're going to do a errors.select. No, we can do join. So string.join, comma. No, we'll just do a space. No, we'll do a environment, new line, and we're going to join errors. Okay. And that, yes, that can be simplified to a select. Yeah, there we go. I knew it was going to tell me to do that. I saw it while I was typing it. There we go. Right. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Right. Yes. So we have this this new thing here where we're basically saying, right, we're going to create a list of string based on our chars. Right. We're basically going to say, right. So in our char string, we want to select each character where this matches. So where the count of... Basically, we're going to count each character within the character array. And we're going to say, right, looping through the character array, how many of each one equals what we're checking within our where. Oh, God, I'm breaking stuff. If there is more than one of that count, then we want to proceed. We then want to select everything where that criteria matches. And what we're selecting is basically this string that says, right, C is detected multiple times, where C is the character, right? And then we're creating a list out of it, .toList. And all that's going to result in is this list of errors where it's going to basically return the matching characters. And actually, what I want to do is I want to do a distinct. Yeah, I want to do a distinct because if there is a duplicate character, if we have two R's, so let's actually test it. If we have two R's, it's going to say R is detected multiple times twice. We don't want that. We just want it to tell us once. So we're then doing a distinct, which basically means that it will give us only the unique ones. So if there are two R is detected multiple times, axe one of them. Simple as that. And then all we're doing is we're just checking to see if errors.count is greater than 0. So if this actually had any errors, then we're throwing an exception. If we run it right now, we should get an exception. Yeah, there we go. We get an exception. It breaks. Duplicate characters found with char string. R is detected multiple times. That's it. Lovely stuff. And if we go to our... Oh, actually, if I hit continue... God, if I... Alright, yes. If I hit continue and have a look in our console, it's even come up here. Duplicate characters found within char string. R is detected multiple times, right? We get this handy dandy little message, and I can just now remove the R, the duplicate R, and hit play again. Boom. Smashed it. Love it. Now we've got, duplicate letters and like characters detected. So just to make sure that that would have picked it up. So we initially had that there. Well, it's actually there. So that's how it was before. If we run this now, yeah, there we go. Dollar is detected multiple times, so we would have gotten caught with that. Like that would have helped. Anyway, there we go. It works now. Yes, and I can just. Okay, well, we're not actually seeing it generate, but yeah, like, I can just spam through it. You can see it like flashing with all these different ciphers. We're not getting any errors. It works. Now, guys, what else can I work on? Can you think of any other ciphers we can add? We've got an alt key cipher which shifts along. What do we want to do now? We can make another cipher if anyone's got any ideas. Maybe we shift up and down on the keyboard. That could be awkward. We can make it work. We can make that work. Yeah. Dankeschön. Yeah, we could have it shifting up and down, maybe. I don't know. That could be an option. Book cipher. Ooh. Book cipher. I'm going to need a refresher on how they work, to be honest. I know you use page numbers and stuff, don't you? And, like, you then use, like... Let's have a look. How do book ciphers work? Let's have a look. Oh, wow. I've been misspelling ciphers all evening. Let me just rename some of my stuff. I've been misnaming some. I've been missing. Yeah, like whoopsies. It's my bad. I didn't realise that. There we go. Oh, that one's already renamed it. I love it. It's weird. Cool. Right. It was more crypto spelling with it. Well, yeah, I know, but it wasn't supposed to be crypto related at all. This isn't crypto related in the slightest. I know I said I want to look into it, but like, not, you know, not in a minute. I'm actually going to move this space back again. We're going to move it to between the colons again. Why not? Okay, so page number and word letter numbers. Okay. How can we do this one? Oh, also, I just realised. I realised we created this key, but we never actually printed it out. Just so we can actually see it. Okay, it doesn't like that. You can't do that in C#. Yeah. Now we can actually see the key being generated, which is cool. Cool. I mean, there's not really any point in showing it here, to be honest. So you need a library of a book with page IDs, then your cipher would be like 42-2, which would be the 42nd page, second letter. Yeah, see, the problem is, like, I mean, that kind of works, but like with, I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong. The problem I'm thinking of though is that with our alt key cipher, the C, like the key, sorry, it's just a 4-digit number. Whereas with this, it becomes exponentially larger, doesn't it? Well, not exponentially. It becomes linearly larger, but essentially each letter adds an additional, you know, a word at a time instead of a letter. Oh god, words would be really hard. What if the book doesn't contain the word? Do we just not encrypt it? Like, what do we do? Yeah, what do we do then? I think we'd have to do it letter by letter, to be honest. But the problem, like, the key would become massive. I mean, that's fine. No, it wouldn't. I mean, it would, but I have a better way of handling it. Actually, yeah, I've got an idea. I have an idea. Guess you need a dictionary, and then what I'm thinking is we would encrypt the key, like not encrypt it, but we would convert it to like base 64. Yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll convert it to base 64. Right, class book cipher service. Library. Don't actually need that. And this is actually going to be a private library. Right, I then need to create a folder called models. And inside here, we're going to create a file called book. And we're going to have a public int ID. We're not actually going to use ID. I'm wrong. Actually, no, we do need an ID. We'll have a keyword ID. I just realised because books can have multiple. books can share names. Having said that, I don't think we would. Right, public. What I'm thinking is to make this a bit easier to work with, we're going to do a list string pages. Actually, that's not going to be a list, it's going to be a dictionary of int with the int as the key and string at the page. So int's going to be the page number, and then string is the page itself. So that's the idea there, and so that way we can sort of use that as our key. Like we'd know that the, you know, if our pages is like the 5th element or whatever in the list, and we know it's that int's going to be like a 4. We do pages dot key or something, page dot key or something, you know. Right, import. Cool. That needs to be of cypher service. Yeah, I'm going to import the stuff. Last time I did it manually, this time we're not. Yeah, okay, so we still need to pass out a key, but that works because we can pass out the key as base64 encoded string. So we would build the key up, I think. Yeah, we would build the key up using page numbers and letter numbers, like you suggested. Maybe we would separate them with pipes, and then we would base64 encrypt it or encode it. Return that as a key, and then decrypt would then decode from base64, and then we can then split by pipe, and then loop through that, split by dash. That works. I think that works. Okay, cool. And what I'm thinking is the shakes in this case, maybe that'll be, it picks a new book each shake, maybe. What do we think? I also should point out I don't have any books on hand. Like, as in, what I mean is I don't have any books coded, so we might need something to load books in as well. I don't want to go too overkill in a minute, but I mean, we could probably create another. No, it's a bit overkill. I was going to say we could create another project called Book Library. I feel that's a bit overkill. And that'll be, I mean, maybe, yeah, no, I might do. And that'll be where we store our books. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Temporarily, yeah, book library. Add new folder, books. And then this would be where we and actually I just realized this actually I want to make an interface of iBook. And this will match what I made earlier for the book. There we go, and then over here I want to do the same thing. And actually, I think I can just make this an interface. Love it. Simple stuff. Wanted to have a quick brown fox jumped over a lady's old book, repeat it over and over, breaking it in random places so each page is slightly different. Could do. That would be an option. Or, alternatively, I can just Google a book. Like, just a short book, like a sort of 50-page book or something, and just knock them all in. We could do that, why not? Right, and then we want to add... Okay, let's bring that out. Yes. Call this book 1 because we're clever like that. I've also just realised I don't really need the model in here because we're going to reference the book library here. Yeah, so I don't actually need that model there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Because it makes use of iLibrary. Sweet. Return blanks for that. So yeah, book 1, we want that to iBook. Yeah, there we go. Actually, let's go there, and we're going to go here. We're going to go public iBook build book list string pages. In theory, I should just be able to do book 1. No, okay, iBook. That's alright though, because I can probably do a var book equals new book 1. Yeah. I just realised that needs to be static anyway. Can we do that? Is that gonna play ball? Okay, no, we might not be able to do that there, but that's fine. String name. So we want to do ID equals... No, we don't have to worry about ID because we can be clever with that. New keyword, there we go. But name is equal to name. And then we just want to do a for var I equals 0, page count I plus plus, book dot pages dot add I pages I. Boom. Simple as that. Go. Okay. Right, what do we want to do? Book cipher service. What we're going to do is I'm going to go public book cipher service. And here we're going to go... Can anyone name a really short book? Maybe a nurse... Let's do... Well, I don't know. Do you want to do a nursery rhyme? I don't know. LP, can you think of a short book? I imagine seeing as you have kids, you might, like, know about, like, I don't know, books you might read them at night or something. Hey diddle diddle, love it. Sure. Is the Cat in the Hat a short book? I mean, it has just occurred to me. Am I going to be able to actually, like, load the book up? Oh, okay. About that downloaded something. Is that gonna? It's gonna open up over here. Okay. Oh my god! It's actually, yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. It's a short. That's a short one. That's really short. Redfish, bluefish. Genuinely never heard of redfish, bluefish. That's Dr. Seuss. Oh, okay. How many pages? I'm going to be able to find this. No, everything men know about women. Maybe we'll add that one later. I've genuinely, I think I've just found the book, and I found it on like some university, I'm guessing, website. Like, I mean, I found a link directly to a PDF file, but the URL tells me it's a university website, I think. Or it's an academic website, I should say. Am I going to be able to copy from this? Oh, I hate you so much. I'm going to have to manually... No, I don't think so. I need to find it from somewhere else. Love it. Love it. That's nice. I've got it. That's copyable. I'm happy with that. Is that really the whole page? I don't know if that's the whole page. This is a bit weird because like apparently the first page is like 30 lines long in Redfish Bluefish, but then the next page is like 8 lines long, and then 8 lines again, 7 lines, and then 6 lines, and then 4 lines, and then 8 lines. I'm not sure about that. Can I find it somewhere else? First page is dedication or copyright info. I don't know. It said 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little car. This one has a little star. I think that's scar. I don't know. Say what a lot of fish there are. Yes, some are red, some are blue, some are old, some are new, some are sad, some are glad, some are very, very bad. Why are they sad and glad and bad? I do not know. Go ask your dad. Some are thin, some are fat. The fat one has a yellow hat. From here to there, funny things are everywhere. Here are some who like to run. They run for fun in the hot, hot sun. Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my. What a lot of funny things go by. Some have 2 feet, some have 4, some have 6 feet, some have more. Where do they come from? I can't say, but I bet they have come a long, long way. We see them come, we see them go. Some are fast, some are slow, some are high, some are low. Some, not one of them is like another. Don't ask just why, go ask your mother. That's where the page 1 ends. And then the next one's just say, look at his fingers. 1, 2, 3. How many fingers do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 11. 11. This is something new. I wish I had 11 too. That's the second page. So, obviously, it needs breaking up a bit. I think that's a good place to break it up. So, I need somewhere to put this, I just realised. This book is called 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish, and we're gonna make a new book. Actually, no, we're gonna not make a new book like that. We're gonna do book 1 dot build book of our name. Cut that out and stick that there. Name. What I should really do is this. That, right. That gets the book built with no pages in it. Sorry about how you. Oh god, did you clip the whole thing? Please tell me you clipped the whole thing. There we go. That's how we want to do it. And then ideally, I'd then want to do book dot add pages. A page. Yeah. So what I'd want to do here, I guess, is I kind of want to like. Yeah, let's go add new folder. We'll call this 001, whatever. Yeah, pop that in there. And in here, we would add a new item, which would be equal to... I suppose it could be a text file, actually. There we go. 001. I'm going to call this book 001. Just wait till we get to 007. I'm going to have a hazy fit. It is, yeah. But we'll leave that there. Public iBook. Add page. Bring pages. Alright. That's fine. Actually, no, here we do want to do public iBook, add page, string page, public iBook pages, public iBook load pages. Load pages is what we care about, but let's just get this done first. Oh, I just realized add page needs to have in ID index. Index, and then over here we want to do an int starting index. No, actually, I've just realized that's not, no. We can do that without. We would do pages.count. There we go, simple as that. No. String, there we go. Pages dot add. I'm gonna have to look through this. For each var p in pages. Pages dot add. Pages dot count p. Cool. It's that one, and then we just want to return this. Public iBook, add load pages. Cool, right. We now want to load that. Right, okay, we're all good, we're all good. Private string path equals dot base directory, okay. Base directory, and then we want to do we always just trying to think about how we do this. So all I'm doing at the minute, let me just run through what we're doing. What I'm doing here, let me just top that up with an empty string. I'm creating a file path to this text document. So when we call load pages, we're going to do a var pages equals well, var book equals file dot read all text, and then we want to do path. There we go. And then did I just see that? All right. Okay, yeah, we doing a hijack. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we want to read all the text, and then we want to do var pages is equal to book.split by we want to do this. So environment.newline environment, no, not environment.newline. So we want to split by double new lines, and the reason we want to do that is because in our text here, what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to grab all of this and copy it over. Okay, it's not going to play ball immediately. I'm going to have to do this in bits. Split that there. That there. I'm guessing that's good. That should be fine. Okay, and then I just need to now pull these, pull the rest out. I have no idea if this is actually right, by the way. It's just a website I found that claims to have the book. There we go. So the way this is working is every time we have a double new line, essentially when we have a blank line, that's a page split. And then what we need to do is for var I equals 0. Lovely. It's even done that for us. Pages.count. Is that gonna have a hizzy fit dot length? Okay, there we go. Right. Yeah. File. Oh, actually, that's fine. Yeah, that's all good. We need to do pages dot add pages dot count plus I pages I. Or we could do pages. Actually, no, we're going to do low pages. We're going to replace it. We're going to replace it, I think. Right. We're going to replace it, yeah. And actually, I think I can I do pages.clear? Yeah. So we're going to clear the pages list, and we're just going to basically repopulate it from scratch if we do low pages. This looks wrong. What do you mean it looks wrong? It's right. We do want to make that read only. Right, so we need to basically trying to think about how I want to do this. First things first, let's just, if we run it, that worked? That should have worked. If I do this, books 001. Okay, cool. That works. So we want to do books 001. So books, and now we need to do some clever stuff. So private read only string underscore ID equals name of this. Can I do that? Maybe. Substring. It's not really going to work, is it? No. No, it's not even going to work here. I want to try and do this in a way that I don't have to do this for every single like book. I don't want to have to recode, like I don't want to have to change the number to 002, 003 in this string here. I want to be able to just basically control it like this. .txt basically. I basically want to be able to do that. Question is, how am I going to do that? I might have to use reflection. I just have no idea how I'm going to do it. Get. And I don't even think so annoying. I don't want to do that though. Problem is, accuracy assembly. Okay, I might as well just have to do that. That's annoying. Okay. Making server plugins? No, we are not. We are making a cypher. But in theory, that should work. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have that be a nullable thing. So when we build the book, so if pages is not equal to null, and pages dot length of a count is greater than 0, and actually that can be concatenated into that. Then we want to loop through that. Else. Book dot book dot load pages. Bosh. Yeah, we're making a cipher. There you go. We're making a cipher. A streams message you sent. That's it. That should, in theory, work. So if I come back here and I don't give it a list, it should. I mean, it's not, because I haven't actually got it to load. I'm going to bed, but you heard it here first. Vindex is too small brain to understand what we're doing. Book cipher service. Right, let's run that. And okay, that's not going to work. That's fine, because we're telling it to get back to 0, but it didn't throw an error, which is good. Let's actually take a second and see if we can check to make sure it's working. We look at book. It's got 28 pages. Boom. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, it's even got new lines and everything. So what I'm thinking... I mean, the simple... Actually, I think... I think we're going to trim out the new lines. Going to replace them with spaces. Yeah, I think we should replace the new lines with spaces. Yeah, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that. So I want to do... I want to make a... Yeah, so hang on a sec. So private static string validate page in string page, and this is simply just going to return page.replace environment.new line with space. That's it. That's all it's going to return for now. We'll probably expand that at some point in the future, but yeah, so that goes there, and then all we do is here we just validate page Validate page. Validate page, P, and then here it's the same thing. So validate page, there we go. So each time we're loading in a page, we're just validating it, basically. Cypher is page character, not Cypher is page slash character, not page slash line slash character. Yeah, exactly. If it's page character, then we don't want to split by line, do we? Because I don't want new line to be a valid thing that it returns, because then there's the chance that we get like, you know, we pass in hello world as one big string and then we get like 4 lines or something. I don't want that. So we're just replacing the new lines with thingy. So for example, basically all that means is that that top line will simply just become in the code, it will become this. Okay, I mean, I know it's showing on 2 lines, but that's only because the editor can't print it all in one. But this is basically, imagine that as one big long line. It would just see that first page as that, basically. Just so that way we don't have to worry about having to worry about each line. Yeah. Anyway, so that should validate the pages. So let's actually test that. If we run it, here we go. Now we have a look at book. Come on. Oh god, it's taking a while. It's going slow. What's it doing? Why is it frozen on me? Okay, that was weird. Right, pages. If we now have a look at this one, you can see that there is no new, none of that. I don't know if you saw it before, but there was a /r/n in all of these before, but now it's not. There's no longer a /n, rn. So that works. So that's now page number, page, and we can then get the letter from that. Well, you know, yeah. Cool. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. I mean, we've got the one book. Whatever, but it works. Now we just need to encrypt. Does it count spaces as characters? If so, you need to convert double spaces to single spaces for the double line breaks. Double spaces? What about double spaces? Where do double spaces come into it? I don't know what you mean by double spaces. It will count spaces as characters though, yes. So I guess technically, by doing what we're doing, we're introducing extra spaces, but it's whatever. You know. You convert a new line to a space. And in your text you have copy, line break, copy. Oh yeah, so the 2 line breaks, we don't have to worry about those because we're doing a split by double line break. The split will automatically exclude it. We can tell it to not exclude it, like we can have it keep the line breaks, but we don't want them. So those double line breaks are removed. Yeah, so by this point, by the time we've got our book and it's like imported it all, there isn't any double line breaks. There's no extra spaces other than the ones we're introducing from removing the new lines within the page. That's making the page, yes. So yeah, so the split by double line break. So if we have a look at this 001, this here is a double line break. So we've got a line break here to go into from line 6 to 7, and then another line break from 7 to 8. That double line break is detected to split the pages. That's all. And then basically then pages becomes an array of string. So the first element in this array is that. So that highlighted section there. Then the second element in the array is that. The third element is that. So each element is a page. And then all we do is we just clear the existing list of pages, because we're assuming that if we're loading the pages from a file, that's the book, right? We're not adding to the existing book, we're just loading a book. And so we clear the pages, and then we say, right, for each, well, we do a for loop starting from 0, we iterate through a number, we iterate incrementally starting at 0 and going no further than the length of this page's array. And each iteration we increase our 0 by 1, so our number by 1. And we just add to our dictionary where I, our number that we're iterating with, is the page number, and then we're validating the page to remove the line breaks in the pages. So yeah, cool. And then this return, this is just some fancy stuff I got sorted so for so that we can change stuff. So we can do like load pages dot add page or whatever. You know, if you want to load the pages, then add extra pages. You can do load pages dot add pages. Blah blah blah. Just allows you to change stuff. It's how our macro system works in on the server, on the Minecraft server. So yeah. Anyway, that's that. So we got our book. We have our book. We now need to use it. So what we need to do is we just need to do var book equals, well, var bid, I guess. No, our var book, sure. Var book equals dictionary. No, not dictionary. What am I doing? Library dot. How do we want to do this? I know the book you should have used, the Law from ICS. Oh, that would have been good. That would have been real good. Do you know what? Yeah. I think after stream, I'm going to set this book cipher up to use the ICS library. I'm going to get rid of one fish, two fish. Tell you what, let's do it now. Screw it, let's do it now. And the great thing is I've even got it formatted perfectly. Because I've got it as a Word document. Where is it? What did I call it? The folder. The Great Archive of Ice Cream Law, I think. Come on, Drive, what are you doing? Yes, the Great Archive of Ice Cream Law. Let's go for the first book, The Legend of Sam, our Lord and Saviour. Do you remember these, Alfie? Do you remember? Do you remember when we did this? Oh god, I've just realised the double line break ain't gonna work on this one. This isn't gonna work. The double line break isn't gonna work because the pages actually have double line breaks in them. It makes sense, pages do. I should probably think about a different way of doing this then. Okay, my Chrome has just died. Dude, there we go. Oh my god, it's going so slow. Sure do. I read them again after you rebooted the server a bit ago. Oh really? Oh okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Do you know, I still haven't given up the idea of actually making a game, an actual game. Yo, this first one was made in 2014. Holy smokes! And the last one was April 2015. The first one was November 2014. The last one was April 2015. Nice. Do we have anything? What about the short stories? Between November 2014 and Feb 2015. Okay. Yeah, the last one, April 2015. Nice. That was a long time ago. Yeah, all of it was before I even had kids, just as Ruffle had her twins. Yeah. Do you ever talk to Ruffle anymore? I think I think you might have mentioned to me like 2 years ago that you you know, well, I say 2 years ago when you very first popped into my chat. I swear you said that you kept in touch. Maybe I'm misremembering. Right, what does it want me to do with this library? Read only. That's fine. I'm happy with that being read only. Yeah, how are we gonna handle this? I need a way of like detecting a page break. Okay, what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe page breaks will have to be double, like triple. Oh, did you redeem hydrate? One sec. Yeah, you didn't. I mean, yeah, you did a minute ago. Yeah, fair enough. You did a minute ago. All right, then here you go. Dankeschön. No, I think we were Facebook friends. Maybe don't go on much. Tried to get her to play, but the early game bugs and freezing made her stop playing. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, so Naya played it at the beginning, but then I think Naya... Things happened with Naya, I think, so... Do you think I was lying? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't got... No, what it was I saw it pop up in the chat and I was like, wait, what? Because I don't have my OBS up. I've got something over the top of OBS, so I can't see the redemptions. Yeah, how? I don't know how we're going to detect line breaks. Genuinely, I'm a bit stumped here. Maybe we do double line breaks. Yeah, we have to do double line breaks. The only issue is then I'm gonna have problems with... We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. I'm gonna keep out the additional running commentary that we added. The whole fart slaps thing. Like, why? Why did we do that? There we go. 182 pages. 182 lines. There we go. I think it is actually generally like it's less pages, but I think it's more content than before. I'm not sure. Right, yeah, so I'm thinking we're gonna have to do triple line break. I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna do this. Will that work? I mean, that should work. That way it replaces double line breaks. What I'm thinking is it's a bit janky this, but it's, you know, it's whatever. It's a little bit overkill, but it'll work. There we go. And then I want to replace the name because it's not actually one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. It is now 01. The Legend of Sam, our Lord and Savior. There we go. That's misspelt. Why is that misspelt? Nope. Keeping it spelled like that. Oh no, it is actually spelled without a U. I'm such an idiot. Right, there we go. How are we gonna do this? Like, how do we, I suppose... Oh yeah, I forgot I need a random. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? I need a random to control stuff. There we go. And then much like before, we're gonna do a seed. Gonna be nullable. If seed dot has value, then there we go, boom. Between 0 and library dot count. E? Why? Okay, I'm gonna have to do this then. We do a hang on a sec. Library.keys. Can I do it on here? No. Shoot. There must be a way of getting by index. Maybe we just don't do it by string. Maybe we just do a list. Yeah, maybe we just do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Cool. Awesome. We got our book. It's a random book. I like that. Right. So now what we need to do is we just do a for each var c in input, right? Yeah, we'll actually, I need a local random. And ideally we would like to seed it, so I'm thinking maybe we use the book dot id dot book dot pages dot sure, we'll use we'll use the length of yeah, the length of that. It's just occurred to me we need to, seeing as the book could be random, we need to include the book in the key. So I think at this point we want to say key is equal to book dot name. Since I've done my first point transfer, I should just do 100 points at a time to double up my owners. You can do 1,000, because 1,000s work the same way. What I'll do though is at some point in the future I'll be fixing it so that they're all about the same. You know, so I'm probably going to change it so that 100 isn't the minimum anymore. I'm probably going to make it something like 500 or something, and then it'll be like a 700. You know, roughly thereabouts. You know, and then yeah, then we won't have like 1,000, but we'll have like a 5,000 where you get 7,000. You know, 20-30% or whatever extra, roughly. It'll be rough. It won't be exact. There will always be one where you get more than the other, sort of. But you know, I want it to be close as possible. At some point, I'll do that. But yeah, anyway. Right. Okay. So. We've got our random, and we're looping through each character in input. We want to do var page is equal to book.pages random.next between 0 and book.pages.count. And actually what we want to do, yeah, what we want to do is we actually want to do PID equals random.next 0 book pages dot count, because we want to be able to handle that. We want to be able to keep track of that. PID, there we go. Oh god, we're doing a hydrate, we're drinking. And Angerson. So we've got our page, we've got our PID, which is our page ID. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go key. Right. The name is actually. Hang on a sec. Book name followed by pipe. Plus equals to pipe. PID. Yeah, when we split by pipe, we need to always remember that the first one is going to be book name. And then the second one is PID. Right, from this point on, it's going to be that. And then we want to do a var CID is equal to random.next between 0 and page.length. Key plus equals CID pipe. There we go. Var. Also, just realised I need a string builder. Tell you what, let's just take some stuff from this one. Let's just nab some stuff. I need that. If page doesn't contain C, then we want to hang on a sec. So var L is equal to page. Oh, I mistyped that. CID. Oh yeah, because sorry, yeah, my bad. We're not doing a check for. Of course we're not. No. We're doing a yeah, my bad. Yeah, we're replacing. That's me being stupid. Although it has just occurred to me, how do we reverse this? Because all the key's going to do is tell us where the letters are. Yeah, this isn't going to work in reverse, is it? What I need to be doing is I need to be finding C on the page. Yeah, I need to find C on the page. And if it exists... So hang on a sec, let me take that away. We're going to do this separately. Tell you what, I might as well... We're going to store it all at once, but yeah. Yeah, I need to find C on the page, don't I? So... var CID is equal to page.index of C. There we go. If CID, I think index of returns a -1 if it, yeah, couldn't be found, so equals -1. Then this is where we would do our output. Oh god. So what we want is we want to indicate a skip. So key plus equals we'll say something like S for skip, I guess, and then output dot append C, and then continue. And then what I need to do, so here, this is where we can now do this. There we go. Look at that. There we go. I think. And actually what I'm thinking is we actually want... There we go. Get rid of that. Okay. So we've done that. We've modified key with that. And then I want to read, because we're now, this is where we're now going to do a shuffle to get the new letter. We do CID equals, yeah, here we go. This is good. And L is the new. So what we do is we now do a output dot append that. Right? Right? LP, do you wanna like, could you just verify that I'm not going mad? Do you want me to run you through what the code does? I don't know if you're able to follow that. I think that should work. That at least, you know, too long don't read. Okay, right. I'll run you through it then. Okay, so ignore everything outside of the for each. We don't care about everything outside of the for each. So basically, for each C or character within the input string, we are obtaining a random page from the book. I mean, we could use the same page for the whole string, but I feel it's a lot more spicier if we get a random page per letter. So we get a random page in the book for each letter in the input string, right? We get the page of it, right? And then what we do is we try and find where that letter might be on the page, right? If we find it, if we don't find it, we add to our key that we're going to skip, right? You're just doing an S. Like I'm just thinking S would stand for skip, and we just then add our letter that we're on to the output, right? Otherwise, if we do find the letter in the page, then we add to our key what page it is and where it is in the page, and then after we've added that to our key, we then obtain a random letter on the page and add that to our cipher. And actually, I'm just gonna just to make this a bit easier to read it. Well, a bit easier to follow. I'm gonna do that. So then we're not replacing CID. I think that should work, because then when it comes to us reversing this, we use the key to determine where the actual letter is that we want. I think. Yeah. Okay, I like that. We just yeah, okay. But we still need to do key equals convert dot to base 64 string. Oh god, it's not gonna. Oh shoot. From basics. Hang on a sec. How am I gonna do this? Key dot. Key. Is it gonna accept key? No. Hang on a sec. C# encode string to base 64. That's the one. Okay. All right, one sec. We're going to make another extension class. String extensions. Public. Right, so that needs to be static. So we're going to make a two string extensions. We're going to go public, static, string, base 64 encode, not encode, encode. This string plain text. There we go. Var plain, well, var bytes. Is that going to accept the var bytes equals system.text.encoding. I don't think I need all of it. Yeah, I don't need the rest of that. UTF-8 dot get bytes plain text. I'm actually just going to rename that to input. Yeah. And then I don't need the rest of that. That's cool. Let's get rid of our stuff we don't need. And then here we can do returns convert dot to base 64 string bytes. Love it. And then we want to do a public static string base 64 decode. This string input var bytes equals convert dot from base 64 string input Yeah, there we go. And then return encoding.utf8.get string bytes. Simple as that. There we go. Okay. So what we can do here is we can do key equals key dot base 64 encode. Boom. And then when we go past the string into decrypt, we can decode it. I've got a bounce in 5 to start dinner. I'll be background viewer walking back and forth, but won't be able to answer questions. No worries, that's all good. Hope dinner goes well. Right, so that should, in theory, work. If I run this... Okay, yeah, kind of. Yeah, we get some gibberish, and then we get a key. This thing here, that's our key. It's a bit of a mess, but it's a key. Don't worry about it. Right, what we want to do is... Okay, so here we want to do key... Well, var... Yeah, var k equals... var key details equals key.decode. So base 64 decode. And then we want to do a... var output. Yeah, we do want one of those actually. Let's do that there. Let's call this key decoded, and then I want a new var called details equals key decoded dot split by, and then pipe, because that's how we split all of our stuff before, by pipe. And then I know that the first element in our new details array, because details is now an array made up of key decoded split by pipe, so we know the first element is the book name. So all I need to do is go for var book equals library dot first or default x dot name is equal to details 0, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an if book equals null, then return input. If it's null, we just return input. I'm just gonna make things a bit easier and just split this up a bit. There we go. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go for var I equals 1. I is, there we go. Visual Studio 2022 does it for you. Love it. So var I equals 1. We're skipping 0 because 0 is the name, but so we're starting at 1, and we're looping through essentially the details array. So we want to go that's going to give us our, so if we go var d equals details I, so we know now that d should be a string. Yeah, d is a string. And what we want to do oh yeah, something I should probably think about doing is if details length equals 0, then return. But no, yeah. Basically, we want to handle. Sure, we want to handle whether or not details contained anything. That's important. Because if it doesn't, then this is going to throw an error because there is no 0th element if it's empty. Okay, so we got D for details. So now we want to split D by the squiggly. Well, actually, if D dot equals S, S. There we go. Yeah, if it equals S, then output. Oh, hang on a sec. Yeah, okay, hang on a sec. So var C is equal to input I minus 1. Yeah, it's just occurred to me we actually do need to this is important. We need to grab that. Yeah. And actually, what I'm thinking... Yeah, no, I'm thinking we're gonna handle this slightly different. Input dot length. We are gonna go about this a little bit differently. We're actually gonna we're gonna loop through input rather than details. There we go. So we're now starting at 0 because input we're starting from the 0th element. So C is so C is the character. D is details, or the element I plus 1, because we know 0 is the name, so we skip that one. If D equals S, then output dot append is equal to C. We append C and we continue. There we go. Now that we've done that, we then need to split D. Yeah, so var P details, page details equals D dot split by that there squiggly. Right. Okay. We then need to go bar if int dot try pass page details 0 out var PID, and we actually want to reverse that. If not page details and or not int dot try pass page details 1 out var CID, then we need to do the same as before. So output dot append C, continue. And then what we've done there is we're using these try passes. So try pass is clever in that it returns a boolean on whether or not it was successful in converting, because pass means to just convert from one format to another. So we're trying to convert from a string into an integer. Try pass will return a boolean on whether or not it was successful in doing that, and if it was, then PID, we're using this out again as we used earlier, PID will contain the integer version of that string. So if this was so if we were unsuccessful, so this exclamation point reverses the check. So if try pass returns true if successful, but we're saying if not true, or if not true for this as well. So we know the first element of this new page detail should be page ID, second element should be character ID. We're saying if we're unsuccessful in passing the page ID or the character ID, then just simply add the letter as it is to the string and continue. Right, don't bother going any further in the code. However, if we do go further, we can still access PID and CID further down the code. Okay, so we're going to then use PID and CID. So var page is equal to book dot pages PID, and then var well, then from here we literally just do output dot append page CID. Simple as that. I mean, we should really do some validation checks here. So we should do like if PID is greater than or equal to, well, if PID is less than 0 or PID is greater than or equal to book.pages.count, then we do the same thing. And what we can actually do is we can merge those checks into here. 0 or PID is greater than or equal to book.pages.count. But then we also want to do CID, or CID is less than 0, or CID is greater than or equal to book.pages, PID, not PID, CID. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So that should handle those checks for us. Output dot toString. So that should handle our checks for us, right? So what that does is these extra checks are simply just to say, right, if PID is less than 0, it's obviously an invalid page. If it's greater than the amount of pages in the book, we can't get a page that's greater than the pages in the book, right? So that's not going to work. if CID, the character ID, is less than 0, again not valid, or if actually I should probably make sure I get this right. There we go. There we go. So if CID is greater than the length of the page that we've already, because the only time it'll ever reach this point is if this validation check has passed. As in, if it was a valid PID, we'll get to this point, and then we can say, okay, well, is character ID within the bounds of the page, the length of the page, right? If not, if basically if it's not valid, basically, then we add C as it came in and continue. But yes, and this should, in theory, work. Go to bed now. I'll speak to you soon. Let me know what you think of the crypto vid. Oh, I will do. And did you really? Hang on. Oh, we're doing a hydrate. Sorry, Stringy Smith. Apologies. There you go. Dankeschön. Anyway, there we go. As you can see, it worked. It worked. We're actually getting the exact same. Oh, of course, because they're random. Did it again? Yeah. Dude, you type it in chat. I'll see it. I will see it. Like, even if you don't type it in chat, I will see it. I just because I've got stuff open on the other screen. So I'm thinking shakes will be our seed. Yeah, okay. No, we can't do that. No. How are we going to do this? Because it's the same result every time. I mean, this won't be an issue once we get more than one book. I will say that. No trust. Yeah. Of course I don't trust you. No, I'm joking. Oh, bye then. So it works. It's not random at the minute. It's always going to give us the same results. And I mean, the reason for that is simply just because we've only got the one book. What we could do... yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Book.pages.length. That should be interesting. Yeah, so now it's kind of random. Not, I mean, yeah, okay. We're getting different random things. And it works. Like, we're getting, like, yeah. It works, basically. I'm happy with that. I'm going to be honest. I think there you can see the W is capitals, and I think that all that is because there is no W in that page, maybe? I think all of those are different. Yeah. Cool. All right, well. Anyway, yeah, that was fun. We made a little book cipher. I am gonna expand that, I think. Tell you what. Hang on. What has value? Load pages BID. Hang on, so PNG, no TXT. Jesus Christ, I can't type. Right, what I'm thinking. Get rid of that. Oh god. Get rid of that. Yes. Pull that out. Pull that out. Yeah. Get rid of that. And then we can just sort of remove that there. Dot value, there we go. There we go. Okay. Cool. Okay, so that's helped us out a bit there. And logic, like, I believe when I set that to int, and I can then have that be set here, so hang on a second. Book.id equals bid dot value. Actually, yeah, we do this instead. Actually, get rid of that, and then oh no, wait, hang on, that needs to be a string. There we go. Yeah. We get rid of that there. So now we no longer have to pass in. Yeah, so that's all handles that. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So then over here, we get rid of that. And then we go bid is equal to 1. And then I'm just going to basically place that there. I'm just going to grab another couple. I say like a couple. I'm going to grab like 3 more. But I think this might be bigger. I'm not sure. Oh my god. Chrome, what are you doing? Right, this is number 2, and this is my story, the Suns, and the Starbucks. 2. Add new item. 002. Are we playing ball? Come on. Oh my god, what is with Chrome? That there. Right. The this story is a little bit broken up, I'm gonna be honest, but that's fine. Right. I say that as I'm about to paste in a massive paragraph. There we go. Oh, no, it's not a double space. No, no, still on the same page. Why did I... Why did I not copy that properly? For some reason, I just genuinely... Oh, wow, it's a short story. Genuinely didn't copy that properly. That is a real short story, 2 pages. Okay. Item... 3. Okay, open that one up, ready. Just gonna do that thing again where it has... Oh, can you stop? There we go. It's probably gonna take a second for my Chrome to pick up. Music probably gonna stop. The tree keeper. There we go, music stopped. The guardian of ice cream stand. Dopia. My bad, stand Opia. There we go. Hang on. I think this one's more poem-like. Oh my god, this There's 2 pages and the second page is so short. There we go. Let's add another one. 004. I should really have preloaded this page. Do you know what? Let's preload a few of them. There we go. I think that's good. I've just tried to load 4 of them. 3 of them, sorry. Oh, the problem is now I can't see what the numbers are. I can at least get these ready. Let's do 7, yeah. Actually, let's do 6. Let's do 6, because then I can just do the ones I've got loading and then go from there. Any day now. Oh, there we go. We've got music. I wonder if Chrome's going to do some weird stuff where it's like, no, okay, well, ooh, might be good. Might be good. I can at least rename it. No, it's still freezing up. Lovely. I think music's going to stop again in a sec. Senko, the Ancient, and the Ice Cream Princess. Did I misspell that? Princess. No. Come on. I really doubt. I really wish. I really regret opening 3 tabs now. Oh, okay. This is my second story. Rise of the Moderator. Nice. And then, come on. Oh my god. I know the 6th one's about Icemonger. I think Soul of the Frozen. There we go. Icemonger, Soul of the Frozen. Is that right? Icemonger, Soul of the Frozen. Yes. Did I put it right? Icemonger, yeah. There we go. I think Icemonger was like our first big villain in the stories. Which is a bit mean, really, because he wasn't actually a villain. Like, not really. He was a moderator. Just nobody really liked him because he kept, he was very snappy at people. I'm going to be honest, though. When I think back to how he was, I can see some I can see some similarities between me now and him then. You know, he wasn't very patient. Let's just put it that way. He wasn't patient. He had no interest in being patient with people. Oh, that's such a short page. Love it. 2 lines. New item. 005. Imagine me doing this and not doing a 007. I can't do that. I can't not do a 007. Can I copy that, please? There we go. I'm dreading when it gets to like the proper long ones. There are some that have like sort of 20 odd pages. Okay, it's 005 and then 006. Here we go, our first villain arc, Icemonger. I'm gonna be honest, I I know why, but like some of these stories really do. They're like really well done. I mean, they look like, I'm gonna be honest, some of them look like they've been written by like a 5-year-old, but like some of them are really well written, like story wise. I mean, like, you know, lore wise or whatever. And that's actually one page. There we go. Okay. And then screw it. Yeah, let's do a 7th one because 007. Right. Oh, that's actually really well done because it's the Unknown Divide. The Unknown. I think that might be LP's story. 007. LP maybe 007. LP's 007. It is actually his LP's one. It's a short one though. It's I think this is a poem sort of one. Oh, now I've got to wait for my Chrome to respond. I wonder why my Google Docs does this. It's weird. It's very odd. It's very odd indeed. Yeah. Anyway, this should be good. This should provide us a lot more randomization, at least. Like randomizing the page that it picks to the length of is definitely good, but I think this oh god, this is actually quite a long story. It's longer than I thought it was. Yeah, look, LP81. Back when he was just known as LP81, not Linkin Park. Ah, the number tombs of Mega Cities area. I'm pretty sure that gets referenced again later on. I wonder where Beep Boop Pen is. Because I know that one's a good story. Pretty sure that's a good story. Oh wait, I think it's my one. I think Beep Boop's in my story, but not my second one. And I'm saying that I don't think it's actually my story. I think it's like a collective, collection story. Let me have a look. Hang on. I think it might be Radiant Skies, number 10. That rings a bell. I'm not going to open it because my Chrome will have a hissy fit. Anyway, we got books. Let's run it. Oh, I just realised that's not going to work. Yeah, that's going to throw an error. Because those need to be set to copy always. Boom, let's go. There we go, right. We have no idea what the details of it are. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to modify some stuff. So we're going to modify cypher service to have an out string optional key. It's just terribly named. Out string additional details, whatever. And that's actually going to be like a nullable. So here we do out string nullable additional details, and I think all right, well here I'm just going to do additional details. Additional details again. Equals null. It's fine. However, in the book cipher, here we actually want details. Here, I actually want additional details to be details. I want to be able to see. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, I want it to be key decoded. Sorry. Yeah, we want additional details to be key decoded because I want to get that out. Because what I'm thinking, out of our details. There we go. What I'm thinking is we're going to go result, and then we're going to say additional details. Well, string.is null or empty. We're going to check to see if it's not null or empty, and if so, then we're going to print additional details. Well, actually, I need to print a space with additional details. There we go. Otherwise, we're just going to print nothing. And that needs to be copied into brackets so that it works. There we go. And actually here we'll do colon. There we go. So in theory, this should now give us what the key was. Yeah, here we go. So this is our key. So 01, the Legend of Sam, our Lord and Savior. And then, right, page 4, letter number 295. Page, this first is page 0, 22, page 3, 25, page 0, 5, page 2, 5. Page 4, 22, page 3, 1, page 3, 4, 4, 9, page 2, 5. Cool, and if we just... Treekeeper, nice. The Unknown Divide. Zenko's one, nice. Me. Unknown Divide again. So if we just have a look here. So Unknown Divide, and the first one is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 6. So let's see if we can get another Unknown Divide. That was a skip. Oh, okay, so the page it found, okay, it couldn't find H. See if we can find another one. 2, 2, 5, 6. Okay, actually it makes sense. It's going to try and find the first. Okay, yeah, it's going to find the first in that list. Oh no, but no, sorry, we're looking for a different page, aren't we? I'm kind of hoping there's another page in LP's book. Oh, I just skipped on. My bad. I'm looking for book 7, book 7, book 7, book 7. Page 6, there we go, 915. Okay, cool. So there we go, we can see it works. I'm happy with that. In that case, I'm going to be honest, I think that's where I'm going to call things for tonight. Oh, my stream deck is not working, love that. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to call things for tonight. This has been fun, I've enjoyed this. We got a couple of ciphers out of it. We've got a book cipher and we got a an alt key cipher, our shifter. And I think at some point in the future I might stream me extending the alt key cipher to accept vertical. So like we'll have horizontal and vertical shifts. I mean those characters are all identical, to be honest. Like that could be probably sorry, not identical. Those characters are all random garbled mess, so it would be identical in the vertical cipher. But I can probably like remap it, I guess. I could look into remapping it. Anyway, yeah. So I think I'll do that at some point. I'll in the future I'll extend this so that we have like a horizontal chars and then a vertical chars, and then essentially which one gets used would be dependent based on what's get passed through. So I think what we'd need to do is we'd need to make another interface because we don't want to destroy our book cipher by introducing a true or false on whether or not we're going horizontal or vertical. We would introduce a new interface which would be something along the lines of something like I cipher or I encryption parameters or something, and inside there we would have like an optional boolean. It'd be called a boolean called optional boolean, and that would essentially be sort of like, you know, the individual cipher services could interpret those as needed, right? And maybe we could do a decrypt as well. We'd do like an I decrypt parameters, which would then contain our additional details so that it doesn't destroy the alt key service. You know, we don't have to do this additional details equals null rubbish, you know. Instead, we would have an out additional, you know, an out I whatever, and then here we would just set that to null, and then in future when we add additional parameters for other ciphers, we don't have to worry about messing with alt key cipher and adding in the new variable, because we've already just set our generic object to null, right? So yeah, that'll be something we'll work on in the future. And again, I'll probably look into expanding the book service as well properly. Like, I don't know, probably make that a bit better somehow. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I think that's where I'm going to call it for tonight. I'll be live again on Wednesday. Not sure what we're doing. We'll see. From 7 PM, ideally, we'll see. Work is a bit hectic at the minute. We're on our final week of, like, it's crunch week, basically, where we are, like, we've got something that goes live on Friday, I think. Well, not live. It enters production on Friday. It becomes live to the public in a month, but it's, you know, it becomes production essentially on Friday. I think it is. It's this Friday or Thursday. It might be this Thursday or Friday, or maybe even Wednesday. I don't know. It's this week. It's this week, and so it's crunch week. Busy. So we'll see. I may or may not be live at 7 or maybe 8. I'll be live on Wednesday. Whether or not it's 7 or 8, that's the question. We'll see. Anyway, I'm dilly-dallying. I'll see you all on Wednesday, either 7 or 8. I'll post on Discord if it's going to be 8. If you don't hear anything on Discord, assume it's 7. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate